at the bottom of the stairs from my collection, The Magic Hour. I was a little 4-year-old white boy in pajamas, sliding on my rump one step at a time down the long carpeted stairway of our home. I saw her as I neared the bottom, a beautiful dark woman in a blue and white uniform, swaying her stout body back and forth as the dust on the Venetian blinds in our living room vanished under her hands. My mother called to her, "Gertie, I want you to meet Bobby." She stopped, turned, her gaze finding me seated on the bottom stair. A few swift strides brought her straight into my eyes. "Aren't you just the most beautiful thing?" she exclaimed, and ran her thick fingers through my hair. It was love at first sight and first touch for both of us. She was immediately a person to me. I was immediately a person to her. We didn't know it at the time, but it was a quiet, revolutionary moment. Gertie was 30 and childless, so I became her baby boy, on whom she bestowed many hugs, bright gazes, broad smiles, and bursts of laughter. She arrived in our lives as the cleaning lady, but soon settled in the family's heart and never left. At 4, in 1951, I did not know the cleaning lady was synonymous with colored woman. I only knew she was keenly interested in me and I in her. I knew the outdoors through play and the neighborhood kids. From Gertie, I learned the calming rhythms of domestic life. She talked with me about things small and large, while ironing, folding laundry, dusting, tidying, and letting me help her polish the silverware, a task with a unique payoff of fragrance and shiny pride. On occasion, she took me home to her world, introduced me to her lady friends, whose delight in me was delight enough for me to want to come back. She even added curls to my already curly hair with her special curling iron. Without knowing the word, I knew Gertie was noble in her embracing heart, noble in tender touches and sharing, noble in her hard work, honesty, and integrity. As she came to stay with me and my brothers when my parents went out for the evening or on vacation. Their trust in her was as strong as the old maple tree in our front yard, strong enough to shelter under, strong enough to climb, comforting in its sure stance and long limbs. She was with us, for us, across decades of milestones, small and large. Report cards, bar mitzvahs, girlfriends, broken hearts, graduations, career searches, marriages, births, divorces, high successes, and deep losses. I came to think of her as my other mother. The phrase entered our family culture and never left. My own mother's love was strong, but I do not associate the term unconditional with it. I do with Gertie. Not that she didn't have to occasionally scold and correct me, but she did so without causing the slightest tear in our bond. When I was 25, she told me, "You were different from your older brothers. You just wanted someone to talk nice to you. So that's just what I did." I'm not sure my parents ever fully understood that about me. But I hope they marveled, as I have many times, at how a person who as a child lived in the long, sharp shadows of slavery, a person who much of American society still wanted safely kept out in cotton fields or worse, could grow up to bring love into a family of another race with a heritage of different shadows. bring love into that family exactly how, where, and when it was needed, could join and expand that family into something better, and always with a light touch. My parents and older brothers are all gone now. Gertie is 101. She is in New Jersey. I am in California. We talk on the phone regularly about many things, about Dr. King, the marches of the 60s, George Floyd, today's protests, and our memories of each other 50, 60, nearly 70 years ago. We talk about how her present life happens between her bed and the TV in her living room. She still joyfully calls me my baby boy. I still affectionately call her my other mother. She still surprises me with insights about our family and with her life-fired lucidity about things small and large. I often find myself thinking of that maple tree in our front yard. I have loved Gertie since that day when I was 4, and she has loved me since that day when she was 30. And though we are separated by thousands of miles and a vulturous virus, our mutual cherishing crosses the distance each day, like migrating flocks of monarch butterflies defying their usual north-south pathways. Yet, we both know, without ever having to say it, that had the world been a better place in 1951, we might never have met at the bottom of the stairs. We might never have met at all.